Hi guys, I am here today with these, my two dogs. We were recently evacuated for the Palisades Fire and I had to jump in this little press car with my two dogs. That's 210 pounds of dog in case you're keeping track. And I am generally not someone who puts my dogs in press cars, but when there's an emergency, you gotta do it. Yeah, what do you have to say for yourself? You can't get in the car. And thus, I didn't know a lot about, traveling with dogs in different cars. So I'm here, and even if they want to bring a friend, I'm here to show you how to do that. Let's get into it. So I've been having problems getting Gooby in the car, and now I can't get him out of the car because he likes it so much. Goobs, can you hop down? Come on, baby. No, not you too. No, hey, listen. You guys. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna need to do, or figure out how to do, is cover your seats. For my SUV, I have a really nice Kurgo cover. I can put the link in the description that I love. But of course it wasn't gonna fit in this car. So what I did is I went to Home Depot and I just bought a painter's drop cloth, like a nice canvas one. I've actually washed this while I've been on the road. To use that in a pinch is really, really great. And then sometimes you can actually just like tuck it in the corners or use duct tape to make that fit more snug. Tip number 2, because the dogs wouldn't fit in the back seat, I put dog beds down, which has its pros and its cons. For large dogs, that can be a problem because particularly if they're a Great Dane, they'll sometimes stand up. I'm not a fan of this, and this isn't necessarily the safest way for your dogs to ride. So think twice about just laying the seats flat. Tip number 3, actually Volvo did a study, and I would love to link to it here, maybe show you some footage if they have it, that the safest way to ride with dogs in a car is actually to put them in a cage. Not put them in a harness, but put them in a cage. Tip number 4, I wish I had figured this out on the way up instead of the way back, but I got my dogs some CBD treats. And whatever treats have a calming effect on your dog, maybe some magnesium, I don't know. Again, I'll put a link here with the stuff that worked for me. But these, I tested the night before to make sure, and just gave them small doses to make sure that they didn't have a reaction to it. So you wanna make sure you don't do that out of nowhere, right? Just don't throw a bunch of treats in their mouth, because sometimes dogs will react to it. But I gave them the CBD treats and that really mellowed everybody out. Tip number 5, and this will make you crazy if you don't like the noise, but really for them to have a lot of things to chew on in the back seat. I don't recommend squeaky toys because they will definitely squeak, but things to chew on so they can sort of get their anxiety out was really, really helpful for me. Number 6, I know this is crazy, but if you're in a bind, don't forget to get their leashes, their collars, and their meds. My dogs take some, particularly this one, because he's a lab. He takes medicine for his joints, and I left without those. And I also left without his collar, which was a little bit of a bummer because I couldn't find one when I was on the road. And finally, I think you'll find traveling with dogs is kind of cool, particularly if you go on a road trip and your dogs are friendly like mine. You end up meeting a lot of people that you wouldn't necessarily talk to because they want to come up, they want to pet your dog, they want to ask about your dog, and it's kind of a fun way to meet people. I met so many nice, kind people along the way on my trip because everybody just wanted to talk to my dogs. So there you have it. Traveling with dogs can be really intense, particularly if you're in a new car or it's not your car or it's a rental car. But with a little bit of preparation and a lot of deep breaths, you can get through it. If you guys have any tips, I would love to hear them in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Motorhead Mama, and I will see you next time.